What's it? Keith and James, you're doing a good example of one now. The example might stop you listening. Background noise.
Damn.
So considering you two were at odds last time.
Friendly banter.
Well, it's not friendly banter today. An example of body language that might be a barrier to communication. Good?
Arms crossed.
Okay, arms crossed.
Or feet pointing away.
Good. We call that close.
Oh my god.
No, there's no anal language.
Oh. Here's now. Let me see. Okay, anything that creates a barrier between you and the person you're communicating with. And we already had speaking the same language. Right. Let's just make sure our phones are away and let's just...
I'm not here today, he's a bit sick.
I realised he wasn't here. Okay. Can we jump please to page 21?
21.
Here's your book, isn't it? You weren't here when I gave you the book.
I'll sleep there.
Okay. Now, what you wear to an interview is really important and is one of the first things that is going to hit your employer, so to speak. And it's the thing that they will remember. So, I always remember the girl that came to an interview where I was giving and she had on very, very thin leggings with no underwear underneath. And we could probably see more than she anticipated us seeing. Because they must have been tight. Okay, she never had a hope of getting that job with us.
Keen's face.
Because someone who was going to wear something like that to an interview, which is a bit important, was not someone you're going to trust to show up in respectable clothes when you're working with the public. And seriously, anyone who doesn't have to look into a mirror before they go out the door. Okay, so the type of clothing that you choose to wear is going to depend on the interview situation. However, there are some basic rules which will apply to all situations. For example, your clothing and shoes must be clean, odour-free and tidy. Okay, so what to wear, basic rules. Okay, so your hair, you expect your hair to be clean, tidy, styled. Most of you guys will be okay wearing Logan and Tyrese. You need to take your hats off in an interview situation. Logan might consider running a comb through his hair. The other two would be okay.
What about cutting your hair off?
You don't have to cut it off, it just has to be tidy.
What someone's holding down shake your head.
If you are into wearing makeup, you just need to make sure that your makeup is appropriate to the situation. So usually you want minimal makeup.
Makeup that's not visible.
Yeah.
It's not so dark.
So that it's
Other
not.
girls say orange and cakey.
Yeah. So you don't want it caked on. And come on guys, I know there are a few guys around here that wear eyeliner and stuff. That's fine, but again, not caked on. Shoes, clean, good condition, not smelly, tidy, no hole. For most of you, if you're going to a job interview now, you could wear your school shoes with a bit of a tidy up. My shoes, they're good clean, because I walk across the wet lawn every morning, and I would not wear these to a job interview without giving them a very good clean. Your clothing, freshly washed, dried and ironed where necessary. Anyone here actually know how to iron? Just you can iron. William, Ryan, a few of you can. That's really
You put
good.
an iron on your clothes.
I can iron, but I just don't do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can iron, but I only do it if I really, really can't drive my mother to do it for me. So I hate ironing. And these days, a lot of clothes you don't need to iron, but they're much in the good old days. And jewellery, make sure that any jewellery that you're wearing is appropriate to the situation. Not heaps and heaps of jewellery, you don't want 20 chains around your neck. Then you don't want your big gold chain over your hairy chest count. You want to be subtle for a job interview, for most interviews. There are some jobs where you would go for an interview for where creativity is important and your look could be part of it. But 95% of the time, you want to look tidy, clean, tidy, respectable, and nice smelling. So if you look at the girl on page 21, what type of jobs can you think of that outfit might be suitable for her to go to an interview? Sure.
Like supermarket.
Okay. So any basic retail customer service job, she looks quite tidy. That skirt's a wee bit short. You know, I would probably maybe wear a slightly longer skirt to an interview, but it's not indecent with the tights underneath.
A phone, office phone, PA.
Okay, like an administration job?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would she have to change if she was perhaps going for an interview for a job in a restaurant or dealing with food?
Longer skirt.
Longer skirt? What else would she maybe be advised to do with her hair? Yeah. Okay, flip over to 22. So let's look at some different situations and the type of clothing that would be appropriate. So if you were going to meet with your WINS case manager, you'd wear clean, tidy, shirt and trousers or a skirt and closed shoes. Again, for a job interview, you would avoid wearing jandals or really, really open sandals because they can look a bit casual. And if you're meeting with someone from the government or a government organisation, you should treat it the same way as a job interview. Your clothing should show that you're a mature professional and that you take the situation seriously. Okay, so if you're being asked about a safety problem at work, you're likely just going to be wearing your work clothing, aren't you? Because it's at work, so you have your acceptable work clothing on, make sure you're wearing the right uniform. And if it's a boss or a manager asking you questions about an incident, you want to make sure you have all the correct uniform or equipment on hand. And the final one is taking part in a survey. So if you're taking part in a survey, where might people be if they're getting surveyed? You could be at home if it's a phone one, if they ring you up, so I've done a few surveys and that done. Sometimes they will stop you down the street. Greenpeace used to do a lot of surveys, so they will stop you. And in that situation, you're just wearing whatever you're wearing at the time, because you don't know you're going to be surveyed ahead of time. So you're not going to rush home, get changed, so that you can talk to Greenpeace. They get you as you are. Okay. We've got 3 situations, and I'd like you to tell me how you think you would dress for that situation. So we're thinking of our entire personal presentation, our hair, jewellery, makeup, if we're wearing makeup, and anything else you think is relevant. Okay, so you are applying for a job, an after-school job at an ice cream parlour. What might you consider in terms of what you would wear? What would your hair need to look like?
Clean.
Yeah. You'd probably wash it the day before or the morning. Not today. Styled if you've got a fancy style or a nice ponytail you'd like to wear, Sean?
Like your face to show you don't have mustache.
Yeah. Boys, clean shaven. Nothing looks scruffier than like what you think is a beard, but it's not a beard. What else? What kind of clothes might you wear for an after school job interview?
School clothes?
You might wear your school uniform if you're going straight after school.
Yeah.
But tidy. We know what we mean by tidy casual. Yeah. But it wouldn't be a t-shirt, you'd probably wear a shirt rather than like a t-shirt. It's casual clothes, but they're at the upper end of casual. They're not your round home doing the garden casual. Okay, so if you're wearing jeans, they're clean jeans, no holes. You're wearing shoes, boots, they're clean boots. Shirt. You're going to be closed shoes. What else? Are you going to wear deodorant? You are always. You might have a little bit of perfume on, but not too much. Too much body spray and perfume can be as off-putting as what you're trying to prevent, which is the BO. Okay, subtle makeup. You can change that to natural if you like, I don't know. Anything else? Okay? Let's write some of those things in under situation 1, please. Don't have to write all of them, maybe choose 4. Choose the 4 that will be the most relevant to you. So if you know that you're, ladies, if you know you don't have to be clean shaven, you don't need to write that in. Gentlemen, if you know you're not going to wear perfume or your subtle makeup, don't write that in, unless you want to. It might be relevant to you.
You're also going to have to show your face with an ego and look at you in the eyes.
Yeah. So you're not going to go without a farm or a big scarf around your face. Yeah.
It's like something like happened to your face and you've got
Yeah.
it feels like steak is spilled. It looks like acid on your face.
I think an acid still on your face is a little probably unlikely. However, you might have really bad acne that day, and you might want to hide your face, but just do it properly. Right. Situation 2. The safety officer is inspecting an accident that occurred at work. So what are you likely to be wearing? You can look up above if you have forgotten. It is in the second line of the grid above. You'll be wearing, yeah, you'll be wearing your correct. Now, if it's a safety accident pending where you're working, you're going to want to make sure you've got the correct PPE. Who can remind me what PPE stands for? Yes, right. Personal protective equipment. So, you don't want to be meeting with the safety officer and not be able to tell him where your protection is, or that you haven't got your safety boots on today and you're wearing jam And you are going to be clean and tidy as much as possible, depending where you work. If you've been under a car doing an oil change for the last 2 hours, Keaton,
Can you fucking stop?
sometimes you're not even subtle about it. Some people can get away with it. But you just not subtle at all. Logan, don't get Keaton in trouble. Okay, we write those three down, we'll write all three, because there is only three. You got that down, Jaden? You awake? Very good.
Yep.
Alright, Caitlin,
Yeah.
what are you going to wear for a council survey about public transport?
Suit.
Only if you have to be wearing one at a time. Okay,
So
so
what do you
were wearing when you got
something
past?
tiny and a bit fancy and casual clothes, I guess.
if they maybe call you in and you get asked to come in to do one, but usually they will just stop you on the street or give you a ring. So for the third one it is what you are wearing at the time.
You pull your own feet naked and then they ask you for a survey.
If you're walking down the street naked, Pete, the survey is going to be the least of your worry. You'll be talking to the
I mean, I
police
was told that you
officer.
just get arrested because you ran around naked.
Like if
you
you're
wrote
on
that
that
card.
card.
You could have said what you had on at the time. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, the signs picture sometimes run around in lampposts, don't they?
Yes, Sean, proud of you.
Right.
Say thank you. Okay.
Question that then becomes, Logan, where's your phone at?
I'm recording.
I've got a nice drawer over here waiting for a phone.
Ethan's.
I haven't even seen it today.
Because you just had it.
He's getting better at it then, isn't
Yeah.
he? Okay. So, for your interview, which will be sometime towards the end of next week, what are you going to wear? Because I'm going to ask you to come to your interview in clothing that is appropriate for the job that you are talking about. So either your work experience job, your gateway job, or the job, Logan, so you would do something appropriate for the both job. A time
No,
for interview.
they just went over.
Not for an interview though.
Not really.
Okay, so you need to think about what you could bring that you could wear for this interview. So if your job is for a hairdresser, you might wear something like the young lady on page 21. If you go for a job as a hairdresser, you always want your hair to look lovely, because no one trusts a hairdresser whose own hair looks ratty. If you are going for a trade job, tidy casual. If you are going for a corporate job, maybe a shirt and a tie. Okay, so I want you to start thinking about what you could be wearing for your interview. Okay, let's pick up on page 23. We're going to go through and just complete this section and then we'll split off into different activities. 23, we're looking at behaving in an appropriate way. So, your behaviour are your words, your actions. And your behaviour during an interview, the interviewer's opinion of you. So there are some basic rules that you should follow in an interview situation. Always be polite, respectful, mature, and calm. Use polite, appropriate language. Always use friendly, open body language. Never use swear words. So there are some workplaces where some people do swear, okay, but at the beginning, at the interview stage, you don't know that, and you don't know what is acceptable in your workplace yet. So you keep it clean. Never say anything that is racist, sexist, or offensive, or which puts people down. So some of you aren't going to want to tell any of your jokes in an interview. And never speak or act in a way that is threatening. So that's pointing at people, shaking our fist, or shouting. Which is all pretty straightforward and common sense, really. So the next point is behaving in a way that suits the situation. So think about the purpose of your informal interview, and this will give you clues about how to adjust your behaviour to suit the situation. So an investigation into an accident where someone was seriously English. Someone was seriously English that day. Seriously injured. You're not going to be laughing and joking around when you're trying to talk about that. You're going to take the situation seriously, calm, and talk respectfully about the injured person, and be sensitive to the situation. You're not going to say, well, he was a moron, it was only a matter of time till he fell off the ladder. So polite and respectful. So for your survey, a survey about your daily diet, you could include some humour, as long as you are still being respectful of others. So you might joke about how much you love chocolate, because the situation is casual, but you're not going to point to other people and say, oh, they must really like chocolate too, or something like that, okay? So sometimes we can make self-depreciating comments about ourselves, but we don't make. Do you come in down the back? But we don't make comments about other people. Alright, flip over. 24. We're going to look at how someone could behave in a way that is appropriate to a specific interview situation. So we're going to read the scenario and answer the questions. Scenario for Jim, I wonder if his name is Jim Bob. Jim's informal interview. Jim was interviewed for a part-time job at a motorcycle shop. He thought the interview went well, but he didn't get the job. When Jim asked why, the manager said that Jim had used a lot of swear words during the interview. The manager decided that Jim might talk with customers in the same way, which would be very inappropriate. So question 1, easy peasy. What did Jim do that was inappropriate behaviour for his interview?
Swear at people.
Yep, used swear words during his interview. Okay, and can be a generational thing too. And some words that I say quite commonly would have freaked my grandmother out. Like some words like bastard and bugger, you know, they're kind of like everyday words now.
That's what my nana does as well.
She's used those words.
I swear once and she yelled at me.
Okay, so because the way they were brought up, you know, that was the equivalent of going around.
Basically, he did beat a fish. That's what my dad said. She swore she got beaten with a fish.
There you go then. Maybe that's what's gone wrong with the world. No one's been beaten by fish recently.
Yeah, she got beaten with a fish.
for, you know, the odd word might pop out, but it just got to be. The thing that worries me about you guys is half the time you don't even realise when you are swearing. So, they pop out, you don't even realise you've said it, but you've always got to be aware of who's around you. Okay, why was this inappropriate behaviour, and how did it result in you not getting the job?
Because
Sure.
you might swear the customer.
Yeah, so the interviewer thought that if Jim was going to swear in an interview, and if it was that common for him to be using those words, that there was a good chance he would use that same language around the customers. So,
Do you actually get your other words? Because this is a really big sentence.
you can use your own words. You can break it down to whatever you like as long as the gist is there. You can just say, he thought Jim would swear around the customers. I'm just going to put the interviewer thought Jim might. Three. If you were in Jim's situation, how would you behave during the interview? Will give you a hint?
Just don't swear. Simple as that.
That seems to be a bit hard for some of you.
Not swearing?
Not swearing in an interview, yeah.
What do you do? Just don't swear.
Yeah. Keep it clean.
Appropriate behaviour.
Absolutely. Okay, last little section. Then we'll take a quick break and switch over. So page 25, responding to questions. You'd be pretty naive to go into an interview and not realise you were going to be asked questions and that you were going to be judged or evaluated on how you answer and respond to those questions. And sometimes me interviewers will give you really hard things to deal with just to see how you actually respond to difficult situations. They're probably not going to yell, but they can ask some really curly questions, and it's to put you under pressure to see how you respond to the stress of being.
Well, my question
Under pressure.
is, have you been arrested?
Have not been arrested. Did you say not yet, but no next year?
No.
So no.
I said I just about did.
Oh. Okay, where did Keaton go wrong with that answer?
You should have said,
They said be honest. So I'm honest.
Okay.
Are you saying that he should lie, miss?
No, you can't lie, but if you didn't get arrested, you didn't get
I don't
arrested.
even know you, miss.
So, it's like them saying, asking me if I've been in trouble with the law. I don't have to give them all my history of demerit points.
Been pulled over a few times.
So if you go for a job
And
interview at
radar.
Pizza Hut for a driver, you just don't say you've ever had.
That would be different. That would be different.
Would it?
They cheat
Yeah.
people sometimes.
If it's, well, I think mine
Common
will have all fallen off because they fall off after 2 years. So I think I'm clean at the moment. So I really have. If I was asked specifically, have you ever had any demerit points on your license? you have to answer. Yeah, I've had probably a 60 demerit points over the last 10 years. That's not too bad. But, you know, if, in terms of, so to be a teacher, every time you renew your registration, you get police checked. And,
Oh, God.
but speeding tickets and things don't come up on a police check. They're not criminal offences, it's an infringement. So,
I've got a question about that. So at my old school, which is South School, a teacher got arrested for drunk driving and then assaulting an officer. He still
Yeah.
works at South School.
wow.
How's that work?
Because it was Bob. That's how it works.
Had to have been.
That's a little bit, did he actually get a conviction?
Yeah. Lost his license.
Unlucky.
I'm surprised about that.
Then the mum's partner blew 20 times over the alcohol limit and punched an officer and sped away. So,
And they're still looking for him.
no. He got in jail for a bit and then, yeah.
What, he just
Okay.
randomly punches the officer, gets back in his car,
Yeah, he was
gets-
like,
And then they wonder why we can't find good police officers anymore. Okay,
Bob,
so the
the
key
police officer.
to answering questions clearly is to be clear and accurate. So speak loudly enough for them to hear you, but don't shout. Pronounce your words clearly and do not talk too quickly so that the interviewer can understand you. Give a correct, full and truthful answer, which helps the interviewer to get the information they need. Give examples where appropriate. Right. Sometimes if you get asked a question and you're left sort of hanging, you don't quite know what to say for a minute because you're still thinking, what am I going to say, I can't tell if I was getting arrested, yada yada yada. So, just the phone in the office. So a key thing to delay is to repeat the question. Was I ever arrested? No, I wasn't. Okay? So if you need time, a good trick, what jobs have I had in the last 10 years? Okay, give yourself that thinking time. Repeat the question.
If
And
you
they'll
think
pro-
about it, they're not going to be too happy. Have you ever been arrested?
Okay, so fill that silence. Have I been arrested? No. So repeat that question back to her if you get stuck. So Helen, what was your favourite part of working at the play centre?
You might have been arrested.
Don't stop and look left. Say my favourite part of working at the play centre. Fire the question back when you get your thoughts together. Destiny, what do you enjoy most about being a hairdresser?
Is it good when you just do this one?
No. So what do I enjoy most about being a hairdresser? Use their words. Fill the gap. Sean, what do you love most about